Good morning, everyone. Today is June 15, 2021. This is StockCast, your pre-market show. My name is James Mason. With me is Todd Derby. Todd, how are you doing this morning?
I am doing well. Good morning to everyone. Hope you're having a good morning. Make sure you hit the like button and let's have a great day.
Yeah. So you have to hit the like button. You have to drop a comment. And if you don't, YouTube has a new policy where it will cut off in less than a minute. I swear on Todd's life. Just saying.
It's only because I'm older.
Yeah.
Joe, if you're looking for a used car, I got you covered. Just shoot me a DM what you're looking for, and I'll take care of it for you.
Oh, I can't believe everybody said we look like used car salesmen.
I know. Why could they say like you guys look like penny stock? Where are those guys from Wolf on Wall Street?
I know,
like something like that.
Jeez. Like we didn't even get called like scammers. At least at least scammers have some dignity that they're out there like slinging big bucks because they're ripping people off. I mean, a car salesman, yeah, he's ripping people off, but he's doing it for freaking pennies.
Right.
Man.
I mean, they didn't like these. Some of this, our audience is probably so young they don't even know what a telemarketer is anymore.
Hey, not making fun of them, but we do have a significant amount of our audience that might be true. And again, not making fun of them, but I mean, that's just how we're at this era, and I'm sure every person gets to this point in life. I'm saying this like I'm 60 years old, but we're at this era, at least for me in my life, that I feel like I'm right in the middle. And yeah, this is only about me with my age. So I'm at this point in my life to where at 35 years old, I'm at this point in my life to where I got all these young people over here, all these youngins, and then I got all these old people. Todd, you're on this side, on the old people side.
Okay.
I got all these old people over here, and
so are they calling us both fat or just you, James? Because I want to clear this up.
It is definitely me.
All right.
Like I really care, honestly. That is so stupid.
As we slipped on our bowl of ice cream, who cares?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, all right. Let's get into it. So Dow futures are only up 4 points. S&P up 1.5 points. It's probably going to be choppy. The volume might be a little flat today. We are waiting on the Fed meeting to take place, and the report just came in that May retail sales were down, and it's probably due to the stimulus checks wearing off. So let's go ahead and get into it. Johnny, appreciate the tip.
Yeah, Johnny.
Still not sure where the money is going. Have no clue. It's probably like I tried searching for the account collecting the money. I mean, I think we found it that one day, but I swear that money hasn't went up anymore.
Well, so we're going to start tracking it daily. Hey, let's do a group experiment. Have everyone put in $5?
Yeah.
Today. And then tomorrow we'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do that for the rest of the week. It's a short week. We'll do it for the rest of the week, and then we'll track it.
Yeah. So $20 for the rest of the week, and we'll keep record.
Yeah, we'll keep. We'll track it. And we'll even we'll give shout outs to those that play along. Like, so if you want a shout out or if you want your business to be mentioned, we will help you out.
And we'll say, in shout out, we'll say whatever you want. So,
well, almost.
Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, all right. Oh well, I'm already sharing my chart. Wasn't meaning to do that, but let's talk about Ocgn. So Ocgn, just Well, I can't tell you what to do, but me personally, I would not get caught up in FOMO, get caught up in the chase. They did have some news this morning that has given them this bump. News on a manufacturing partnership for COVID-19 vaccine, which everyone and their mom is doing that. So short interest, last update for it, share short 27.13 million shares. Short percent of the float, 14.86. Shares outstanding, 188. We'll round it up to 188.2 million shares outstanding. And the float, 182.5. So we can see right here on this daily chart how, let me turn this VWAP off. We can see how we just recently came off this gap down. And that's going to play such a significant role with this trade at this point. It is too soon to really start chasing this upward. And currently we are right here. You can see my crosshairs. We're right here pre-market. And let me show you where we at. For the pre-market high, I will draw a line for y'all. So 745 was the pre-market high. All right, so this is our big picture on the daily chart. We just came off that gap down. This is our pre-market high. Let's change this color, make it a little bit easier to notice, to know what it means. So pre-market high right here. And what's probably going to happen is this thing may come up here, test that pre-market high. We may even break above it. But where it's going to get kind of screwy at is coming into this gap. It's going to get, I shouldn't speak in absolutes. The likelihood that it's going to get rejected up around this range, let's just say it does go all the way up to 886, is very, very strong. You can have a lot of bears sitting waiting on this to short this down. A lot of times it doesn't fill the gap this soon. Like, this is just too soon, and I would not expect it to do anything significantly bullish. So just keep that in mind. Watch out for trying to chase OCGN, or you might be holding this one for a little while here. All right. So that is ticker OCGN. And let's talk about WISH, W-I-S-H. This one was sent in from Gislin, and he's just wanting to know my overall opinion on it. All right, for WISH, last update on short interest, 23.12 million shares being short, 8.9% of float, days to cover 4%, shares outstanding 504.2 million. The float will round it up to 260 million shares. So we do have a lot amount of shares out on the market, but hold on a second. I'm just looking at something. All right. We do have a lot of shares on the market, but this ticker right here overall does have a pretty decent range that it can move around in. So we can make this work out. Let me change this back. All right. So I'm going to chart it real quick for everyone. All right, so what I'm looking for in this ticker, if I was going to make a bullish play right here, is I'm actually going to kind of expect it to meet some rejection in this area at this moment. We're coming off this downtrend. This is the first little bump that it's experiencing, and usually what happens is that first little bounce is pretty short-lived. So we'll probably experience some rejection right in here. Hopefully it can go sideways. And then when it pulls back down, let's see. if we do get this to pull back down and kind of just like go sideways overall and just trend, if we can get a trend for another week or so sideways and then have that non-EMA, the physical non-EMA slowly break above 1164, that's when I feel a little bit more confident in taking a longer position here. So in short, pretty much just waiting for that non-EMA, this white line, the physical white line, to break above 1164 before making entry. That next target will be 1491, and then after that 1832. So that is ticker WISH. All right. Good morning, everyone in the comments. We appreciate y'all tuning in. All right. Let's see what we got. Billy, James, will you review RMED this morning? Billy, yes, sir. I got you. RMED. Let's take a look at this bad boy. I don't even know how many shares are out in the market, but I love this setup already. So hold on a second. All right. Last update on short interest, 256,000 shares being short for almost 5% of the float. So really no big deal there. But here's the beautiful part. Shares outstanding, 5 million shares. The float, pretty much the same. This thing, with it being so low float, and I haven't looked at its news to find any catalysts yet. I see a lot of Form 4s recently that will be worth digging into. But what I was saying a moment ago, I love this setup, and I'm talking about the daily chart right here. So if you zoom out, we can obviously see all this crap. It looks so extremely beat down, and people be like, "Oh my God, it was once $400." That's not true. That's basically just TradingView. It's adjusted price. That's the short answer without having to explain the technical side of it. It's adjusted price. So it looks like it might have been $400, but it's not. It's adjusted price based off the stock splits. So even though it looks like it was this much, you can still chart this out. And these values would still be true, if you're drawing support and resistance lines up here. But you are talking about, in the sense of it, still having to make those dollar moves. Now, when this thing starts breaking down like this and we have this bounce and then it goes back down again and then it just trends sideways for this long period of time, you can see right here, this is a perfect setup for what I like to see. And especially with it only having 5 million shares on the market. So we can zoom in and we can see that it's making its first attempt to test that 200 EMA, which is, it's right on time. It gets rejected. It's going to pull back here. And really, we don't know, what it's going to do, when it's going to pop up or whatever it may do. But at some point, this 9 EMA is going to rip above that 200 EMA. It's going to have a nice spike. And let's see. Go ahead and draw a support resistance line right there at 2083. That will be my overall target price. And I came up with that because if you look at that trend line I just drew, you can see where those candlesticks came down and was kind of riding it before it actually broke down. So overall target price. The next one will be, and I'll just draw it right off the tops of these candles at 1592, and then I'm going to draw a support right here at 1121. There's a tiny one right here. We're literally sitting on a support right there. Hold on a second. Let me finish charting this out. All right. So what I want to see here, now that I charted it out, is this thing is obviously cooling off from its first little bump, which is cool. This would be the phase where I start slowly scaling in. And what I mean by that is if I had $1,000 that I wanted to throw in this trade, I would just divide it by 10 and I make $100 entries. That's how I scale it in. Or it's also known as dollar cost averaging, which is now, Todd, is kind of funny. It irks, honestly, about said profanity. It irks me pretty bad because it's now actually starting to be a trending YouTube topic of all the freaking stupid YouTube traders. They're all starting to want to talk about dollar cost averaging.
Yeah, we've been talking about scaling in for a long time.
Yeah, that's literally been my strategy. But now the new thing is going to be dollar cost averaging. Everybody, oh, I was the first one to be talking about some dollar cost averaging. You'll see the newest freaking traders out, these 14-year-old traders out here saying that. It just irks me, man. I just want to put them in a chokehold, choke them out. All right, so this thing is obviously cooling off. We want to see if this 9 EMA is going to bounce on the support right around this 509, 510. It might go a little bit below it, but that's cool. But if it does go below that, when it starts to hook back up, that physical 9 EMA now, when it starts to hook back up and breaks back above it, thank you, beautiful. I don't need sunglasses. Give me the straw there. Thank you. Starbucks delivery.
Starbucks, our new sponsor.
They are now. Thank you. Yeah, she gave me sunglasses as well.
Special guest appearance by Alana.
Yeah, here, you take those back. All right, Dad gotta work. All right, I love you. Bye, beautiful. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, so if this physical 9 EMA dips down here and gets below that 510 range, we'll just say, when it actually hooks and curls and comes back up, that's when I would want to make entry. That first target will be 825, but I believe we could see 1120 in that range since we actually have not broke above that 200 EMA yet. So my target price zone will be, and this is going to be pretty significant, guys. But my target price zone will be, my selling zone will be between 1120 on up to 2083. If everything happened in perfect world and they drop like a catalyst, and again, this is something that I haven't researched, that 2083 would be like my top target price. With it only having 5 million shares, and if it has a catalyst, that's very likely. So, Billy, this was a good ticker to bring up. And this is ticker RMED.
Did they just have Noah's Wrapped? Wrapped, I'm sorry. Wrapped had an offering I saw this morning. Someone's asking about ticker BBAR.
BBAR, let's see. For BBAR, last update on short interest, just a little over 1 million shares being short, 2% of the float being short, and 2.9 days for days to cover. Shares outstanding 204.2 million. The float 54.2 million. We can see that this thing is enjoying a pretty nice run, and like how I was just talking about with ticker RMED, and it physically breaking above that 200 EMA the first time. If we zoom back here and look at this at the big picture here where it's trending sideways, the first time it actually breaks above that 200 EMA, this is what it's going to look like. talking about, RMED again. So that's just kind of like the setup in context with the non and the 200 EMA that I just wanted to show you real quick. But so we can see this thing is having this nice push, but we are coming to the point that it's too hot on the RSI. The MACD is honestly pretty worn out. It's gonna cool off. So we're in this range where it's gonna get rejected. It's probably gonna pull back, come down, test this 200 EMA again, bounce, have one more run, and just me speculating here based off of how these things usually work out, not taking into any catalysts at all, because again, speculation. So this thing can probably come down, test 200 EMA, bounce, and have one more push after that. But I think this thing, just looking at this, it's probably going to not do much more, in my opinion. So that's just really a vague and rough breakdown for ticker BBAR. Let's see. Let me go through the comments really quick. My not so farm life. How old do you think I was in that picture? That picture is really not old. Let's see. Just going through the comments. Todd, you see anything else?
No, there's nothing. John Stevens is asking, what was the breakover price for the entry on RMED again?
RMED?
Yeah.
Let's see. For RMED,
Yes.
I wanted to see if this non-EMA is going to come down here, test this range, the physical non-EMA test around 510, 509, or whatever it may do. If it breaks below it, this will be perfect. If it breaks below it and then curls and comes back up, the physical non-EMA curling and coming back up above this 509, 510 range, that's what I want to see. So hopefully we get that dip, make an entry at the break back above 510, which we are sitting at 575 pre-market here. But hopefully this setup happens and then make entry there. Now, let's say we don't get this pullback. Then my entry will be, we don't get a pullback here in this scenario. My entry would be, we'll just say, it charted at 649, we'll just say 650. So either it coming down, breaking below 510 again, the physical non-EMA, and then when it hooks back up, entry at 510. If it doesn't do that, then looking to get in at 650. So that is the entry for RMED.
So another slow morning, not a whole lot going on out there. This Fed meeting coming up has probably got a lot of people sitting on their hands.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just running through the comments. Oh, man. I wish I could repeat this comment or show it. It's just hilarious. Oh, man. It's just, golly, I just want to share it with y'all, but I can't.
Is it in our chat or is it private?
No, it's in the YouTube comments. It's hilarious. It's Bob Member I really like. Just, it doesn't matter.
All right.
Let's see. Anything else you see in the comments, Todd?
No, nothing.
Let's see. Sterling, yeah, let's take a look at LZB real quick, and we'll wrap this up. All right, this ticker LZB. Last update, short interest, 2.5 million shares being short, 5.5% of the float. Days to cover, 5.4 days. Shares outstanding, 46.3 million. The float, 45.6 million. Oh, man. All right, so Lazy Boy right here. I hate this setup. There's only one way to trade this damn setup, in my opinion. And, well, let me back out. So we see how this thing has literally just been uptrending since the beginning of time. It gets to this point to where we're still flirting around with the all-time highs. So the only way I trade these is just literally wait for the break above its all-time highs, take a smaller position, because you don't know if it's just going to really test it, if it's going to go up 12 cents above all-time highs, create a new all-time high, and then get rejected and drop. So these setups, I only take smaller positions. There's just kind of a little bit too much risk for me in my trading style. So if I was going to trade Lazy Boy ticker LZB, I'd wait for that break above 46.90 to make an entry with a smaller position and just really try to ride the momentum. Now to the short side, this is, let's see. To the short side, the break below $40.40. That's what I would look for, with the target being around 36 overall for the first little bounce. So this is really just kind of a generic answer. If I was going to have to give one, I'd just wait for it to break above all-time highs around 46.90 for a bullish play with a smaller position. But to the bearish side, me personally, I'd look for that break below $40.40. And what tends to happen when that 90 EMA breaks below the 200 EMA for the first time is it will shoot down, find its support, bounce, and come back up. And this is what tricks a lot of bullish traders. It'll bounce, come back up, and everybody thinks, oh, we got another crossover, it's going to go bullish again. And it usually rejects right around in this range again. And then that second time it comes back down to break below 200 EMA is when it gets just crushed. For instance, you can see right here. And if you look back over time, you can see, how this scenario plays out. It will test it, find some support, bounce, come up here, and then go back up in the same range, get rejected, and come back down, and then drops. So that is what I see for ticker LZB.
Did you feed him?
Hey, Billy, appreciate the tip. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We have about 10 minutes and 20 seconds before the bell. So it's looking like today is still going to be choppy. Not much movement. Volume will probably be low. So keep in mind, if you have profits, move those stop losses up. It's okay to take profits, even if it comes out down and stops you out for profit and then runs later. Who cares? We could be the best technical analysis chartist, whatever you want to call it, in the world, but we don't know the future in the stock market. So it's okay. Take them profits, move on, and keep progressing in your trading career. Other than that, Todd, do you have anything to say?
No, just thanks everyone for being here this morning, and everyone should be like Billy and put $5 in the tip jar so we can do our experiment for the rest of the week.
Todd, you sound like a stripper there. Put your $5 in Todd's G-string, okay?
And on that note, you all have a great day.
All right, y'all trade safe. Take care, and we'll see y'all in the next one.